Today we're at Alewives Fabrics, which is like
Heaven.
totally.
So heaven.
And we wanted to interview Ree, one of the owners here, about her eye for picking amazing fabric for fussy cutting.
Fussy cutting.
She has something called like a Holy Trinity or something.
I'm
So if
excited
you
to
want to
learn
know
about
what to
this.
do and how to get started with fabric, get ready because we're going to go to the expert. We're at Alewives Fabrics, as you know, and this is the HQ for Ree. Dun 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 dun! Butler, yay!
Hello.
And if you haven't heard, Ree has this amazing club in her shop called, is it called Lucy Sundays?
We call it Lucy Boston Sundays. Yep, because every Sunday we come out with a new kit for making the Lucy Boston block.
And if you don't do English paper piecing or EPP, or if you do, you might be stuck on your EPP game and how to choose fabric and how to choose fabric that is fussy cuttable. So Reese tells us there's something called the Holy Trinity. Please go on.
Yes. So the Holy Trinity of fussy cutting is a 3-part system. It's a trinity. And the first thing I always tell people to look for is you have to be working with a fabric that you like. And a good place to start is to look for colors that you like. So that first part of the Holy Trinity of fussy cutting is looking for a fabric with interesting colors. And my kind of good example of the Holy Trinity of fussy cutting is definitely Anna Marie Horner is usually a good example of all 3 parts of the Holy Trinity. So I'm just going to grab this fat quarter. This is a fabric called Cottage, and it's from her Fibs and Fables collection, which I think came out maybe like a year or 18 months ago. And this came in 3 different colors. And so I really, really like the colors in this. So that's kind of check number 1 for the Holy Trinity of fussy cutting. In fact, I'm pretty sure, Kim, I sent this fabric to your sister.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
she
sure.
likes red with other colors.
Yes.
So the first is kind of like, it's really not different from any other quilt where you're looking for a fabric with interesting colors that you like. Now, if it's past step 1 of the Holy Trinity, then step 2 is to look for a fabric that has an interesting motif or interesting line work or an interesting design. For me, this fabric would totally pass step number 2. Not only do I like the color, so that's check number 1, but I like the motif that's in here. I like this little, kind of medallion design here.
Is that because you can cut it and make other designs with it?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Yeah. And I know that for a Lucy Boston that this would kind of fill up that honeycomb shape really nicely. So if you do have like the templated windows or you have a fussy cut viewfinder, you can just travel around with those in your back pocket and then bust them out and pop them on top of the fabric when you're at the fabric store.
So it might be important to also know for your Holy Trinity what kind of scale will fit the template you're looking for. Okay.
Yeah, to some degree that is important. Like this is a smaller scale. I just know that this will fill up the honeycomb nicely. Having said that, let's grab another fabric this is a good one right here. This is Philip Jacobs, actually, and he has I know he works for Kay Facet's fabric designer gang, but he also has an alias, which is Snow Leopard Designs. So his fabrics are often really, really good for fussy cutting. So these are nice colors. They're kind of pastel-y and they're really, really pretty. But it also has all of these interesting motifs and designs within the fat quarter. And this is a little bit more, densely printed. So where this has a lot of negative space and solid fabric in the background, it still has an interesting motif. This is just a little bit busier and it has a little bit more going on.
Okay.
So if I like these colors and I like these motifs, it's past checkpoint number 1 and checkpoint number 2 of the Holy Trinity.
Right.
So checkpoint number 3, and this is where it really is like the Holy Trinity, because the third part is kind of a mystery, and sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not there, is mirror image. So mirror image is one of these things that if it's in your fabric, it's awesome because you can really use it to its best advantage. So let's grab like this fabric right here. So if you like these colors and you like this motif, then this has symmetry. It has mirror image where you can, let me grab a block that has symmetry in it. Hang on, talk amongst yourselves.
So we're
All
looking
right.
for a block with symmetry and mirror images.
Here's a couple right here.
Okay.
Okay. So this is a block that I did. This is an Amy Butler fabric.
Ah,
And do you
yes.
see how this flower is going off to the right and this flower is going off to the left? So you
Right.
kind of get this like Rorschach looking.
And this is the seam right here.
Yeah.
That it's folded or the
yeah.
mirror images.
Yep, exactly.
Cool.
So that's nice because you could have made the flowers in the center. Instead of them going away from each other, they could be going towards each other.
Right.
So you just have a lot of opportunities with mirror image that you don't have with other fabrics. So same thing here. This was a Sue Daly fabric for Riley Blake, and she's another paper piecing maven. She's amazing with her English paper piecing. But so where I had symmetry in this kind of paisley design, I could make this meet in the middle here and make this little mirror image square. And I could have done the opposite. I could have had this kind of green flowery thing be in the middle. So you just have this extra component of, you know, design opportunities if you have symmetry and mirror image in your fabric, but it's not always there. Sometimes it's not there and you have to
So-
work without it.
To recap, love the color.
Yep. Checkpoint number 1 is you have to love the colors. It's no different from any other quilt that way.
Right. Check number 2 is the design.
Yep.
And is it imageable?
Mirror image. So that's the third part of the Holy Trinity. So for me, it's like the Father, Son, and then the Holy Ghost, and nobody understands what that part is.
And amen.
So, you can tell I was raised Catholic.
Yes. And we worship at the Church of Alewives. And we
Absolutely,
love your
yeah.
viewpoint on this. And we so thank you for sharing your expertise with us. And we love your work.
Well, you're welcome. Anytime.